Hi, I'm Sabrina from Indiana. Today we're going to be installing a hitch on an Acura MDX. Let's get to it. You will need the tools seen here to complete this installation. So we've already dropped and removed the spare tire for ease of installation. My next move is to remove this fascia by removing 4 10mm bolts with a 10mm box wrench. And there's one 15mm bolt right up here that has to come off using a 15mm socket. Next, we're going to drop the exhaust, but before we do that, we're going to secure it with this ratchet strap around the rear end here. So each muffler on this car has 2 hangers that we're going to remove. One of them's right up in here, and the other one's towards the front of the car right there. Let's start with the rearmost hanger. Okay, first we're going to lubricate the hanger right here with some soapy water. Then we're going to use our exhaust pliers to remove the isolator. And we'll do the same on the most forward hanger. And we're going to repeat the same steps on the passenger side. Back over here on the driver's side, we're going to remove the tow hook. It is held in place by 3 bolts up in here, and we're going to use a 17mm socket to remove them. Now that the tow hook's out of the way, we have access to our attachment points. Here, here, and here. Okay, so the attachment points on the passenger side are identical to this one. Now this truck has been exposed to the weather quite a bit, and we have some weld nuts up in here on this side and the passenger side that are pretty dirty and rusty. So I'm going to use some penetrating oil and a wire brush to clean these out. I've done some cleaning on this weld nut with some wire brushes, so now I'm going to see if this bolt will start in it. And I don't think that's going to happen. So we're going to try a thread cleaner next. And that's not going to work either. So the weld nut wasn't usable, so we're going to break it out with this pry bar right here. I think it just broke. We're going to replace the weld nut using the provided carriage bolt plate, and we're going to be using the fish wire technique. So we're going to notch the access hole out a little bit so we can fit our hardware through it. And now we have 2 more attachment points right up here in the middle behind the bumper on the back side. Make sure you clean those out as well. Now we're ready to put the hitch in place. To help us, we're going to be using the U-Haul exclusive hitch jack. If you don't have one of these, you might need an extra pair of hands to assist you. Quick tip. If you're having trouble getting the hitch in the right position to install it, you can always just bend the heat shield a little bit to get it over there. Now we got the hitch into place, we're going to install the bolt and the conical washer. The washer, it has teeth on one side. Just make sure that those teeth are up against the hitch when you install it. So with the weld nut we had to repair, we're going to go ahead and finish it up with the provided conical washer and nut. Again, make sure that the teeth are up against the hitch when you install it. Now I'm going to install the bolts and the conical washers for the center of the hitch at the bumper. Again, make sure that the teeth are up against the hitch when you install it. So let's get these bolts torqued down to the manufacturer's specs. We're going to use a torque wrench, a 5-inch extension, a 19mm socket for the frame bolts, and a 16mm socket for the middle bolts there. Okay, now that we have all the hardware in place and torqued for the hitch, we're going to finish up by reinstalling or rehanging the exhaust, and then we'll get this vehicle back on the ground. So now we have the car back on level ground, let's get you some important measurements. We have a 2-inch receiver right here, and the measurements from the bottom for the ground to the inside top of the receiver is 17.5 inches, and the measurements from the pin to the outside of the bumper right here are 3.5 inches. That's going to help you determine the rise or the drop when you're using your hitch accessories. Again, I'm Sabrina from Indiana. Thank you for watching our hitch video. If you have any questions about the products seen in this video, or if you'd like to schedule an installation with a U-Haul hitch professional, visit us online today at uhaulhitches.com.